happened.
Right.
Could you give us your side of the story, what you experienced, you remember at least?
Yeah, so I always park in 15-minute parking at the Norton Hospital if I'm making a delivery to the nurses or doctors. So I pulled up in the, like under their garage and went up the ramp. And right past the ramp on the street on Chestnut is the bus stop. And so a guy had followed my car on foot out of the bus stop as I was parking and walked up to my car and waited for me to get out. And I assumed he's just some guy that doesn't have money for the bus, so he was going to ask me for money when I got out. Because it happens like 50% of the time I go there. So as soon as I got out, though, he was like in my face being like, "Yo, man, give me your keys right now." And I was kind of taken aback, like, "What?" And he's like, "Give me your keys." And then I looked down and he's got his hand in his hoodie, pointing something at me, like behind his pocket though. And I don't know if it's a gun or a knife, and I don't really want to find out. So, I reach up my keys. I'm like, "Here, you can take them. It's cool. Like, just calm down. I don't care. Take my car." And, I'm trying to get him like to calm down because he's pretty loud. And the next thing I know, I look down and he's got a dagger in his hand. And the blade's like that long, and it's, like really big. And I look back up and like I look into his eyes, and I can just see like no matter what I do, if I give him my keys or not, like he has every intention of stabbing me. So I was basically like, well, I can stand here and get stabbed up front, or I can try and run and hope that he doesn't get me as much. So the second he moved for my keys, I turned around and ran, and I made it about 2 steps before he had slashed me and caught up. And the blade went under my rib cage and across my whole back, and got my diaphragm and a little bit of my liver. And so since he got my diaphragm, that's where my lung collapsed. And since basically I was like bleeding to death immediately and went into shock, but I just kept moving towards the door. And I turned around once and saw him driving away with my car, but I wasn't about to worry about it. And so I just ran into the hospital frantic, yelling for help. And it seemed like, it was taking forever because I knew I was dying. But I hit the elevator button, and the next elevator that came down had a nurse on it that helped me get downstairs to the emergency room. And then apparently, like, I didn't even realize it, but I never let go of the pizza bag that I took out of my car. And so I guess the nurses took it away from me before they went into trying to save me. And so when they put me on the bed, I guess they put it in the nurses' station.
They still took the pizza?
Yeah, I guess I had the pizza with me when I was, yeah. So, so I guess after that, they came, they basically came to my rescue and were trying to stop the bleeding. And they put 3 IVs on me right away because I was bleeding so fast that they knew I was going to bleed to death if they didn't get fluids in me right away. And I guess like some doctors were saying they could see my spine, and other ones could see like my liver and lung. And
is U of L Hospital downstairs?
No, U of L Hospital is a different building,
so they
and it was down the street. So pretty much as soon as they stopped the bleeding and they shoved the draining tube in my chest to get my lung reinflated, they put me right on the ambulance, got the A-OK, and sent me down to U of L where they performed the surgery shortly after.
Would you call it a near-death experience?
Oh, it was very near-death. Like, I lost, I don't even know how much blood. And had I not been at the front door of a hospital, like, I couldn't have walked anywhere in time or even driven anywhere in time to stop the bleeding.
Now that your car has been found burned in Lawrence, Indiana, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I kind of gave up on the car as soon as it was gone. It's just an item that can be replaced, and it doesn't really matter compared to, being alive and healthy again. So.
True words. You said in the seminary news yesterday that you forgive this attacker.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Like, I mean, it was probably like an hour after I'd been in U of L before my surgery. A couple of guys came in and asked me how I felt about him, and I had already forgiven him, like, as soon as it happened. I wasn't worried about, any holding anger and hate against him or anything. I just wanted to forgive him, and I said if I was in the room with him, you know, across the table or something, I wouldn't talk to him about, you know, how angry I am with him or anything like that, because I'm not. Like, I just want him to understand that Jesus forgives him, and I forgive him like Jesus forgave me, and that's the gospel. So, like, there's a lot more stuff he's done in his life than just stabbing me that he's done wrong. And, you know, everyone's hopeless no matter what they've done without Jesus. So that's basically where I see it. And, you know, it doesn't matter that he stole my car or stabbed me. Like, I would just hope that he hears that message.
Has police told you any new information about the suspect, or
pretty much the only lead they had was the, you know, finding the bag in Indianapolis, and then shortly after somebody found my car.
what
So
bag did they find?
they found the extra pizza bag that I had because I had a delivery after the hospital. So I guess he ate the pizza on the way there. But basically they found my car, and that's all they have right now, and they hope they can find him somehow. So they're still working on it.
As far as, you know, knowing that he could potentially be a danger to other people, does that concern you?
I mean, yeah, like I would hope that he doesn't do something like that again. I don't know what kind of actions he's done before he and I came face to face or anything, but I really hope that he doesn't do something like that to someone else, and that that he just leaves other people alone, really.
Any plans to continue being a pizza delivery driver?
I'm probably going to take a long break from that. I'll probably come back to Spinelli's, but I think I have a job inside the store from now on.
And you know what? You're kind of getting a pretty big tip with all the great
like people have been outstandingly generous. Like, I don't even know how to explain how happy and thankful I am to everyone that's given me money out of nowhere. I don't know most of the people that are just giving me things to help me out. And all I can do is say thank you to everyone that's, you know, been there for me, whether coming into the room or messages online, but the giving has been more than enough, and I'm sure I can replace my car, so.
And sadly, you know, the tragedy kind of made you popular, a lot of people interested in your story, because it's just so random for something to happen like that Sunday afternoon in front of a hospital.
Yeah.
Or how are you feeling about that popularity?
I mean, I really, like, being in a hospital room, I hardly even felt it all week. Like, all I cared about was seeing my friends that came in, and, you know, just getting messages from people that cared about me, and, you know, it didn't really feel that, like, impacting when I saw, like, okay, I'm on the news or whatever, because I'm just in my hospital bed in the same place all week. Now that I'm out of the hospital and kind of seeing, like, people recognize me, it's still not really, like, getting to me. I just hope that people know that I'm not holding a grudge against them or anything, and kind of just see where I'm at with it.
Has this incident steered your life goal at all? I know you were studying more about the ministry and that type of thing. Has it steered you in a particular direction?
I mean, this has just given me an opportunity to share Jesus with people. Like, I don't think it's pushed me to go anywhere else. It's just, you know, now I have somewhere to be right now with it, so.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add? I think I asked all the questions that I have. But you're going back to Spinelli's, just not as a driver.
I'll go back to work. I love everyone there, and they're pretty much family to me, so everyone there is awesome no matter what anyone else says, so.
But it's not as a driver.
Yeah.
And so the pizza did get delivered because you had it in your hand.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw her, and I didn't even know I delivered it, but the nurse got a hold of me on Facebook and said, hey, like, I went down to the ER and got it an hour and a half late, but apparently you brought it in, so. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think I'm good.
Thank you. You're good, Larry. Thank you. Yeah, she's just gonna